So I just got done a broadcast on my other channel, and then I see 20 minutes ago, ABC News Australia has posted that a huge fissure has opened up at the Hawaii volcano, and that is on Big Island, Hawaii. So, just wanted to get to a better look at this thing here. That looks like a house. Those seem like fairly substantial trees. And there's the crack. That's not even the whole thing. Now see, the way this is happening, I'm sure is coming as a surprise to surveyors and just about everybody. That's because they all think the Earth is a ball filled with magma floating in space. It's not. Maybe it was a long time ago in a galaxy far, far away. But whatever universe that little ball that you were having existed, she is no more. And we are we're headed in the opposite direction. Let me just tell you that. Now see, on a flat Earth, you have basically brine. Now that brine is simply the result of things being the way they are, and also causes things to be the way they are electromagnetically, because brine is the one thing that mercury tends to get caught up in, along with many other heavy metals. They tend to behave in a semi-liquefied state when dissolved into brine. Well, have you ever considered a hydraulic press? Think about plate tectonics. Okay, now it's a hydraulic press about the size of that tub over there, about the size of a barrel, that's used to cut metal when it comes out of a small opening. And that metal gets molten hot. It kind of looks like that, actually. Okay? Just for a little while, it gets cooled by the water. But just as it's getting cut, it turns molten. Now, a continental plate is a hell of a hydraulic press. And if it were to cut through, say, rock using water, that water would simply be ejected as steam, which you see an awful lot of. Just an awful, awful lot of, for simply being, water table steam that gets trapped in there. What's happening is this world that you're on is growing. And there are some places where, just like on the bottom of the ocean, the brine pulls up to the surface. Well, here the brine's experiencing a lot more pressure. And instead of pulling up to the surface underwater, in a couple of small jets, it's pulled up through a bunch of rock. And it has over and over again cut that rock like a water knife. And does it on a constant basis. Such that there becomes many, many tubes, basically, of molten rock. And these are constantly reinvigorated and pressurized by that steam. Now, when you think about the amount of hydraulic pressure relative to the size of that hydraulic compressor, there is ample power to do that and more. And what I'm worried about because of the size of this fissure is the more. Now, picture that Pacific plate. Hawaii's kind of in the middle of it. Okay? Now, a bunch of different things are happening that could be affecting the pressure of that. One of the main things is desalinization and resalinization of the Pacific Ocean. That can have, by itself, tremendous effects on the pressure applied to the Pacific plate. Okay? And what I'm talking about is tiny, tiny fractions, parts per million of discrepancy, equating to billions of tons of difference in weight of seawater. And all that pressure causes the Pacific plate to go up and down like that. Okay? Just remember, the Pacific plate is a bunch of dried lava combined with coral that died and formed rock over long periods of time. Okay? And it's on top of brine. It's not on top of magma. It's on top of brine. And that brine pushes water and sometimes glass made out of the minerals combined with the salts, and they shoot up through the air, along with the steam that just seems to be constantly coming through. The reason why is because Hawaii is in the unique position of being, well, the only available vent in the center of this particular plate. Now, as the Earth kind of expands, the edges of the plates tend to move and buckle, and there are smaller hydraulic events, there are smaller volcanoes. And it's always puzzled me, well, when I was a kid, or a pretty smart fellow, one of the two. Now, there are huge chunks of an island that used to exist scattered around a certain continent that, oh, look, happens to bear relevance at the moment. And those chunks of rock annihilated, not just ended, but annihilated the civilization that used to exist there. And you'd have to chase the rabbits down their holes on Bruny Island to find proof. But this could take out a bit more than that. If a large chunk of it were to, say, go up and, do the other thing. Now, the thing is, if that happens, if a bunch of crap comes flying out of there, or if one giant piece of rock can get combined with a bunch of small ones, but if we have a Krakatoa-like event that wipes out one civilization and then bombards another into oblivion, what do you think the Bible says that big stone's going to land? Now, I'm not making a claim or a prophecy or anything like that. I'm looking for things that back up notions that I had that I didn't pay much attention to for a while because there were parts of them that couldn't follow through. Well, this is one of them. Because how does a meteor destroy the land of Nod once the heliocentric universe has passed away? Well, there's only one way. And we may be looking at the precursors to it. So, I think that's all I got to say for now. Thank you everybody who was watching, and whoever didn't click the like button, please make sure you go ahead and click that like button. I really appreciate it. I'd like to get some more subscribers and viewers on this channel. Feel free to share links with anybody who you might find interested in an alternative look on things. But the fact of the matter is, the land of Nod means the Mongolian horde. Okay? It's a Mongolian word, even. And, well, the 1,000 is another word for them. And it's another word for something else that seems to be keeping me down. Like the man. Yeah. Dwarves. Elves. Motherfucking unicorns. They don't want to see a baby Jesus make it.